In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to stay poor. Engage in these bad money habits and it will increase your odds of staying poor. So some people want to build wealth and escape the rat race, but not everybody wants that. You've probably heard the saying, more money, more problems, right? So if you're looking for an effective strategy on how to continue living paycheck to paycheck, then you've come to the right video. So let's get started. Number one, lifestyle inflation. So if you want to stay poor, engage in lifestyle inflation. So essentially, as you make more money, spend more money. So there are many ways that you can rationalize this type of bad decision making. A common way to justify this bad money habit is to say to yourself, I'm making more money, I work hard, I deserve to treat myself. Work hard, play hard. So I want to tell you a true story. I have a cousin that makes $40,000 a year, and he spends almost all his money on essentials. He's got nothing left over to save or invest, so he's not building wealth. I have a friend that makes $120K a year, and he spends all his money on a nicer home, a nicer car, entertainment, etc. Now, I know this because I do his taxes for free, and I see his 401k, I see his IRA, capital gains, his investment income, and he's not saving, he's not investing. So my friend makes 3 times as much as my cousin, but he spends it all. So they're in the same boat. Neither of them is saving or investing. They're both living paycheck to paycheck. And I have an amigo that makes 700,000 pesos a year, and he spends 700,000 pesos a year. And guess what? It's the same thing. He's got no pesos to save or invest. So it doesn't matter if you make more dollars or more pesos or more doge, if your income goes up, but your spending goes up just as quickly. That's called lifestyle creep. And you're not going to be able to build your wealth. You're going to stay poor. Number 2, if you want to stay poor, pay more taxes than you're legally obligated to. Pay more than your fair share. So when I was doing people's tax returns, I was a very honest accountant. I would offer free consultations, and I would not accept people as clients if my work would not justify my prices. So for example, if I charged a small business $1,000, then I would typically end up saving them $15,000 in taxes easy, usually more. So I turned down so much money because I am not in the business of ripping people off. Personally, I hate dishonest mechanics, I hate dishonest dentists, I hate dishonest politicians, and I don't want to be like them. And I will tell you this is my honest assessment. So many Americans are overpaying their taxes and they have no idea. Now, let me give you a crash course on what you need to do. So if you just have a W-2 and that's it, then you don't need an accountant. There's nothing that they're going to be able to do. If you get to the point where you're dealing with a side hustle, independent contractor, sole proprietor, a rental property, stock options, or you're just making more money, which opens up options for tax planning, then go get a free consultation with a tax accountant. So there are many owner-operated tax practices that offer free consultations, and take them up on their offer. Now, to increase the chances of finding a good accountant, check their reviews on Google or Yelp. So you want to go with an accountant that has a lot of good reviews, of course. And here's the trick. When you go to the free consultation, tell them, I found you based on your Google or Yelp reviews. And those will be the magic blackmailing words. Because they're going to be forced to do a good job with you. Otherwise, they will be deathly afraid of you leaving them a 1-star review. Now, the best time to get a free consultation is during off season. So during tax season, try to get it in January or early February, because no tax accountant will give you a free consultation in March or April. So you preferably want to see a CPA, that's a certified public accountant, but please be advised, having a CPA does not mean that you're a tax expert. It just means that you're competent. So if you can't get a CPA, try to get an EA, so that's an enrolled agent. If you can't get a CPA or an EA, then you're really playing with fire and you're rolling the dice. So just keep your guard up in that type of situation and have a healthy dose of skepticism. And don't feel bad about doing a free consultation with no intention of ever using their services because they offered. But you might end up needing their services immediately or in the future, or you might end up referring someone to them, so you never know. Number 3, if you want to stay poor, then this one is a must. Spend money to show off, to elevate your status, to get people to like you, and to boost your ego. So what are some good examples of wasting money to show off? I would say bottle service in the USA, a big waste of money. I would also say any dude with Louis Vuitton luggage or a duffel bag or a backpack is just so embarrassing in my opinion. I've seen restaurants that serve $1,000 steaks. So listen, why are you trying to impress people by flaunting or wasting your hard-earned money? Nobody cares. If they do, you're attracting the wrong crowd of people and you're just setting yourself back. Why are you sabotaging yourself? So you will see that it's not going to buy you friends or respect. If you don't believe me, you're free to find out yourself. It's going to be an expensive regret that keeps you poor. Number 4, if you want to stay poor, then load up on the bad debt. So a lot of my clients ask me this question. They say, Brian, with my extra money, should I pay down my credit card debts or put that money in the stock markets? And listen, it's never a special situation. It's not like, oh, this person's going to declare bankruptcy and wipe out their credit card debt. No. The questions are like, Brian, I'm in $10,000 of credit card debts. I have an extra $4,000. Should I put that $4,000 in the stock market or should I pay down my credit card debt? Just very straightforward like that. And I asked them, okay, what's your credit card's interest rates? And I'm like, okay, do you have like a introductory rate of 0% or something? And they usually say, no, I'm paying an interest rate of 27%. And I just tell them straight up that just pay down your credit card debt because it doesn't make sense for you to try to make 10% in the stock markets when you're paying 27% interest on your credit card debt. Another form of bad debt is a car payment, especially on a luxury vehicle. So this is a true story. My friend has car payments on his Lamborghini. So please make that make sense. It makes no sense to me, but this is the world that we live in, I guess. He told me that his auto loan has an interest rate of 7%. And number 5, not tracking your spending. So you need to know where your money is going. And listen, I am not talking about budgeting. I'm talking about you need to do an accounting of your money. You need to account for what you're spending your money on. So if you ever say that I don't know where my money is going, then you clearly are not tracking your spending, which is a good way to stay poor. So how are you supposed to make improvements to your finances if you don't even know how much you're spending? Knowing is half the battle. And it's like going back to grade school. You have to show your work, write it out, please. So are you seriously trying to do all this in your head? Like, do you have a photographic memory or something? Like, can you tell me with precision how much money that you spent each month this year on eating out? How much did you spend on groceries, on entertainment, on transportation, etc.? Just make it simple. Use a spreadsheet that's free. Use an app or software, whatever you want. And number 6, saving and investing. So I hear a lot of excuses for people not saving or investing money. So the one that I hear the most is that, okay, I can only save $50, I can only save $100 a month. And people say that's close to nothing, but I would say, you know what, that's better than nothing. And the earlier that you start, the better. Even if it's just a small amount, it is so much better than nothing. That's because of the law of compounding. As time passes, you have this effect where your money is making you money. And then you have more money making you more money, and it's a snowball effect. And the key is giving this process more time by starting to save and invest as early as possible. And here's my recommendation to you. So this really works. I would say automate your savings. So as soon as your paycheck comes in, have an amount automatically go to your retirement account, or some savings account or brokerage account, whatever you want, and consider that money off limits. So just have that money out of sight and out of mind. So that's going to make it easier for you to resist the temptation of overspending. So a lot of people call this the pay yourself first method, and a lot of people find this very helpful. And I'm telling you that if you automate this, then you will see your money build up and you'll be pleasantly surprised in the future. As you check up on your balance in a few months or a few years, you're gonna be like, wow, like I can't believe it's accumulated this much. And number 7. So listen, if you wanna stay poor, this is the classic one, engage in overspending. You only live once, right? So I don't feel the need to go further in depth on this one. Obviously, if you're overspending, then you're gonna have no money left over to save or invest. You won't build your wealth, and this will keep you poor. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Please subscribe. I thank you for the support, and I wish you a very nice day. Take care.